How's it going, YouTube? We are back this time to discuss the current MVP race in the MLB. Before we get started, I have to ask you guys to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. I'm going to start in the American League because pretty much all year long it's been these two guys going at it. And I truthfully believe, and I don't really understand why Shohei is so favored. I understand that being a two-way player is, very, very unique, and it's almost never been done to this. It's never been done to this extent. Shohei's having a good season, or he's having a great season, but I just don't know if I can really put him in that MVP level because for me, MVP is you have to be the best in your position, you know what I mean? And I don't think that he is the best DH at 257. I know he has massive power numbers in that 43 home runs, a lot of RBIs in 93. A 40-20 season is an extreme high-level feat with 23 stolen bases and an OPS of 964, but I don't think that's the best in baseball in terms, or obviously, and National League doesn't have a DH, but say he was an outfielder. I don't think that's the best in baseball. And for the American League, I don't think that's like an amazing stat line for an outfielder or a DH. As a pitcher, he's 9-1, which is a great record. A 2.97 ERA, 112 innings, 135 strikeouts, and 107 WHIP. And I don't think he's the best pitcher in the American League either. So if you're not the best in either one of your positions, for him being a two-way player, I just don't know if I can really make you an MVP. In Vlad's defense here, 319 batting average, 40 home runs, 98 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and a 10-10 OPS. I think that's, as a hitter, that's miles above what Ohtani is doing. He's hitting for average as well as he's hitting for power. He has more RBIs and a better OPS, so I'd immediately put him in the conversation right away for MVP. A possible triple crown if he can hold that batting average, and if he can catch Jose Abreu in RBIs and Ohtani in home runs, there's a triple crown, and he's not far behind in either one. So I think that plus 1,500 on Vlad is a steal right now because of the fact that Ohtani's second half has been so bad. He only has 3 home runs, I believe, since the All-Star break, and that's just not good enough if you're trying to win MVP. To me, he has such a large hole in the swing on the outside corner. If people would just make less mistakes and throw there, it's just his swing like falls out of the box almost. It's just the way he does it, and he has a lot of success doing it. But I think people are really starting to figure it out, and his numbers are really slumping because of it. So in the AL, I still think Vlad's value at plus 1,500 is too high not to take, especially with that crazy stat line. And onto the National League, where things are a little bit different. Fernando Tatis is the favorite at minus 280 with a 277 average, a 37 home runs, 85 RBIs, 24 stolen bases, and a 991 OPS. He's another guy that struggled after the All-Star break so far. And while his stat line is a little bit, for me, a little more acceptable in the MVP terms, it's hard for me to pick him as the MVP if he's missed, a third of the season because of injury. Obviously, he still qualifies, so he's still in the race, but I just don't know, to what extent is that going to play into the voting. Other candidates that we have are Max Muncy at plus 1,000 at 255 batting average, 30 home runs, 78 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a 912 OPS. And I look at that average, obviously the less home runs, less RBIs, but the OPS is not too far apart. Him and Ohtani's, stats are, not that far apart in terms of MVP. So he's up there for maybe that reason. I don't know. Plus 1,000, I probably wouldn't take that. I don't think he deserves to be MVP. That's just me. And I'm a Dodger fan, so if I don't think he deserves to be MVP, then he doesn't deserve to be MVP. Freddie Freeman, who's, first couple, weeks or first month was rough, got himself back into the MVP conversation with a plus 900, 294 batting average, 28 home runs, 73 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, and 889 OPS. He really picked it up and really put, him and Austin Riley really put that Braves team on their backs with the injury of Acuna. Obviously, Albies and Dansby Swanson have been great as well. But I still think that he's their best player. He's the face of the franchise. He's going into free agency this year, so we'll see what the Braves want to do with him. But definitely should be MVP considered. The numbers are great all the way around. A viable candidate for MVP in that National League. And Bryce Harper, plus 750, 301, 28 home runs, 66 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, and a 1,000 OPS. So for me, it's between those two, Tatis and Harper. I really like Freeman as well, but those top three, you can really go either way. Obviously, Tatis has more home runs, more RBIs, more stolen bases, and a better OPS, except for against Harper. It's just he doesn't have the games played, and he strikes out almost 30% of the time, and I don't see value in striking out 3 out of your 10 at-bats, you know what I mean? Harper's getting a hit 3 out of his 10 at-bats. Tatis is not. 2.7 is not bad. That's a percentage that a lot of people will take with the amount of power that he puts out. But I just, you strike out so much, and in a league that strikeouts hold no value, put the ball in play and give yourself a chance. Harper doesn't strike out as much. He's been hot. He's been consistent. Freeman, had a rough month. He's been consistent. He's performing when they need him to perform. Tatis is slumping when they need him to be, the best player in baseball. They're on a fringe. They're on the cusp of not making the playoffs. Obviously, that's not only his fault. The pitching's been a problem. There's been other bats that have been the problem. But, you're supposed to be the best player on your team, and you're not really helping the cause of getting your team into the playoffs. Currently, they sit right there. I believe they have the second wild card spot, but they are tied with the Reds. They just have that one more win, which puts them ahead of the Reds in that wild card race. A lot can happen. They play the Dodgers this weekend, so they got swept last time. If they get swept again and Tatis fails to perform against the Dodgers once again, it's just it'll only add to my case. I'm not trying to hate on him or Ohtani. I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion. You guys you're entitled to your own opinions. You can say whatever you want about it, but I'm giving you the way I see it. I'm not trying to get clout. I'm not trying to draw attention. I'm speaking facts the way I see it. I will defend my argument against whatever you guys want to say. It's just, that's the way I see it. That's the way I feel. For me, I still think Tatis is the MVP in the National League. His stats are pretty much, he leads in a lot of the categories, even with a third of the season missed. I wish he would strike out less. I think he'd be a totally, unbeatable player if he struck out less than 27%. But I still think he deserves the MVP. There's a lot of people who, including myself, question the injuries and stuff like that. But I still think that obviously Harper would be second best and Freeman third. But in the American League, I still take Vlad. But that's just my honest opinion. And that's going to do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, comment your guys' MVP in both leagues. If you guys would like to make a donation to the channel, no hit media on Cash App, and I will see you guys next time.